video, I'm gonna ask just Yvonne for some tips for people traveling to China for the first time. And yeah, let's get started. Okay. I'm here in Beijing with Yvonne.
Hi!
From GoYvon.
Yes, I am Yvonne from GoYvon, the YouTube channel GoYvon, and I live in Beijing. I've been living here for 5 years.
And you've been living in China for 8, right?
Yes, that's right. 8 years this August.
Yeah. And your videos are a lot about travel in China.
That is
all
true.
Around the world, but
mostly China,
yeah.
Because in those 8 years I've seen quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how many places you've been to?
Whoa, 20?
Yeah.
Maybe 30?
What's your favorite destination?
That's a tough one because all the places in China are so different.
Yes. If you have to pick one.
If I have to pick one, I think Zhangjiajie was really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was there last year for 3 days.
Yeah.
I did some hiking. That was really nice. The mountains there are really amazing.
What is Zhangjiajie for people who don't
know?
Yeah.
Well, if you do know the Avatar movie, then you might know the Zhangjiajie because they're also called the Avatar Mountains.
Yeah.
And they are like long, tall karst mountains that have been shaped through erosion through like how many years? Like years and years.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of trees growing on them, and it's a really beautiful
And they
sight.
look like they're floating, right?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
If it's clouds.
Yeah. I think if they're cloudy, they like stick there above the clouds, and you see the clouds here.
Yeah. What's your least favorite destination then? If you had to.
Oh, if I had to choose one, my least favorite.
You wouldn't go back to.
I think Pingyao.
What's that?
Pingyao. Pingyao is very popular. It's like between Beijing and Xi'an. So a lot of people who travel to China, they go from Beijing to Xi'an to Chengdu and then to Shanghai or something.
Yeah.
So Pingyao is kind of right between Xi'an and Beijing, and really on the route, and people make a night stop there. But it's really, really touristy and like a theme park, and also that city I've been twice, and it changed a lot in the years.
Oh yeah.
The first time I liked it, the second time, nah, not so much.
You've been traveling both to bigger cities and to smaller, more kind of rural areas, right? What would be your favorite city to travel to?
If you could only go to one place in Beijing, if you could only come to one place in China on your first trip, I would go to Beijing because Beijing has everything. It has like great food. It's modern, but it also has a lot of the authentic Chinese things like hutongs, and it's very it has a lot of history. Whereas Shanghai is just a modern city, in my opinion. I know a lot of people think Shanghai is amazing, but I prefer Beijing over Shanghai.
Yeah. Has happened to you?
What's the weirdest thing? I would think at the beginning I thought it was so weird that people continuously wanted to take pictures with me.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot?
Yes.
Yes. But now I'm used to it, so it's not that weird, and it doesn't happen as often anymore because I think more foreigners are traveling to China and more Chinese people are going abroad.
Yeah.
So it becomes more common.
Yeah.
And then also the train traveling I thought was a bit strange because I don't know what it's like in Sweden, but in the Netherlands, if you get on a train, you just buy a ticket 5 minutes before departure and you get on the train just fine.
Oh.
And there's no security. But here in China, if you get on a train, you have to be there, what, an hour and a half in advance.
Yes.
And everybody, even people with a seat or a badge, they just they cramp in front of the gate.
That I don't get at all.
I don't like why. You have a ticket with a seat and everything.
I mean,
why
I understand everyone with the standing ticket.
Yeah.
But this...
I think that was so bizarre. I didn't get that.
So for people who travel to China for the first time, what would you say are some essential essential things to bring just for traveling in China that you should not forget.
Don't forget your toilet paper, people.
That's what I was thinking too.
Because in the public toilets you don't find toilet paper. So bring tissues.
Yeah.
Definitely a must. I would bring a phone with a translation app.
Yes.
That is useful because
Which one do you use?
I use Pleco.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good app.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. Because there's still a lot of people who do not speak English here. So, what else? A lot of patience.
Yes,
Yeah.
patience, and download like apps before if you haven't.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you use the Google Play Store.
Yeah. And a
that's the thing
VPN.
too.
You should download
Yeah.
a VPN before. Otherwise, well, unless you're not addicted to social media.
I would say like basic medicine. Like if you're traveling for the first time.
Yeah, like something for your stomach or something, probably, because like the
and
food
if
is
you have a
different.
fever
And
or something, and you don't know how to ask for it.
yeah, that would be
That
good.
might
Like
be a
some aspirin, like, or if you, because the food is quite different here, especially if you go to the west, like Xi'an, Chengdu. Chengdu is famous for its spicy food, and I know I couldn't eat spicy food at the beginning, and I think that might upset a lot of people's stomachs.
Yeah.
And maybe even like some small gifts or something. It'd be nice if you meet nice people on the way.
Yeah.
Because I know like on the trains, people are so curious.
Yes.
And they want to talk with you, and it's nice. And then if you have something to give to them, that's bonding.
Yes. Traveling to China, it's very easy to get stuck on the very touristy parts.
Yes.
Especially if you don't speak Chinese. It's kind of hard to get off the beaten path.
True.
Do you have any advice for people who still want to experience more authentic China, but don't really know how to do it?
Oh, that's a tough one. It's hard because, well, I just tried it. Like I said earlier, when I did that like first long trip of 3 weeks through the west of China, like Xi'an all the way to Chengdu and Kunming, I didn't speak any Chinese. It was Chinese New Year, so a lot of the places were closed, and it was, I remember, it was pretty tough finding transportation. But if you've traveled to other countries before, like Asian countries before, I don't think it's going to be that difficult to travel in China, even if you don't speak the language.
No. I watched a video from GoYvon. And I think just the idea that you can go to, because that's a very touristy place, but that you, when you are at the touristy place, that you try to take the little side paths, so you try to find the little areas like that, because it's easy to get to GoYvon, and it's easy to get off the beaten track if you want to.
Oh.
这是照啥呀？
照我们一个视频。
看记者，我照自己的。
对。
Now I forgot what it was.
About going off the beaten path. Yes. Yeah, if you go a little bit further than if you just don't follow the crowds. That would be my main advice, because even in Zhangjiajie, it was during the May holiday. So the May holiday is a very popular holiday, it gets busy, but we decided to hike and to go away from the main routes, and there we barely saw anyone.
Wow.
And the same like in Guilin, in Yangshuo. Yeah, I think that is important, like don't follow the crowd.
So true, especially for Qinghai.
Qinghai,
Yeah, when you go, because Qinghai is so big, so like when you go and see Qinghai Lake or Yan Lake, or Salt Lake.
Oh, the Salt Lake, yeah.
You will always, it's really, really crowded. And it's really a crowd, and then people could move to the sides if they wanted to, but they don't.
I saw your video, it didn't look crowded at all.
Because of some lovely background music
that was getting a little bit too loud.
Yes. And some bumper cars.
Yes.
So when it comes to food in China, for someone who's never been to China, what would you say as the food people have to try?
People have to try? You'll have to try Beijing? Yeah. Okay, you'll have to try Beijing duck. Most people will go to Beijing because they want to see the Great Wall, and if you're in Beijing, you should really try Beijing duck. It's roasted duck, and the skin is still on there, and it's really crispy, and you get it on the first part you put a little bit of sugar, and then you wrap it in a little wrap with cucumber and sauce, and it's really good.
And I can also
really
say
like it.
for like vegetarians, there are actually Buddhist restaurants that serve vegetarian Beijing duck as well. So you can also try it.
Well, my personal favorite is also xiaolongbao, also not a vegetarian snack.
Yeah.
Xiaolongbao is from Shanghai.
Yeah,
Xiaolongbao
okay.
are the smaller ones, little buns, steamed, and there's broth inside and meat, and then you bite a little hole in it and you suck up the broth, and then you eat the rest. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
really good. And then my third favorite dish. I don't know. You have a lot of the safe dishes, like the long beans with spice, like the xi'an peppercorns, and then some
Oh,
of
yeah.
the meat on top. And you have, of course, your gongba jidin and your jidan.
Yeah.
Those are your safe dishes.
咸水鸡蛋 is just fried tomato and fried egg
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that,
No.
really.
And just like baozi. Like
Yeah,
you,
baozi.
when you have to-
Dumplings.
oh yeah,
dumplings. How did I
Just
not say
try.
dumplings? Yeah.
I think I've seen dumplings, but not baozi. I've never seen in Sweden, so I don't think everybody has tried them.
No, I haven't.
It's
Never.
not-
I'd never seen them until I came to China.
No.
And I would also say don't be too afraid to eat on the street.
No.
It's usually safe. Just make sure there's a lot of people there. And then if there's a lot of people there, you know it's going to be good, and
Yeah.
you're probably not going to get sick.
Yeah, in general, I think that's a good tip for eating in China. Find a place where there are other people.
Yeah,
Don't be the only guest in a restaurant or in the little like food stall.
yeah. But then you have to be aware of like the times people eat, because especially
Oh, yeah.
lunch is really early here. People go for lunch at what, around 11:30. So if you have a
Yeah.
late lunch, if you come to a restaurant at 2 or 2 o'clock,
Yeah, then
it's going to be empty.
Yeah,
It's going to be
that's
empty.
true.
Yeah.
One more location here because of sunset. But yes, thank you, Yvonne,
You're welcome.
for meeting up with me and talking about China. And make sure to check out her channel, GoYvon. I'll link it below. And yeah, if you like this video, thumbs up and subscribe to both of our channels. And I'll see you